Hey, welcome everybody to the Nurse Mark and the Green Nurse Daily Dose of AFA.
Where we bring you hope and inspiration for growth and healing so you can start your day off the AFA way. And in case you've forgotten what that is, Mark.
It means you're absolutely fucking amazing, exactly as you are. And we're going to keep telling you because you're going to probably be telling yourself something different. And that's all
Absolutely.
bullshit because you are absolutely amazing exactly as you are.
Exactly. And so what we're truly trying to do here is to decrease stigma around what it means to feel good and how to live your best life, what it means to really be high, which is to us to bring hope and inspiration for growth and healing so you can start your day off the AFA way.
Yeah,
We
absolutely. Hey, Friday, January 22nd. Woo! January is
heard
almost over. Oh
3
my
weeks.
God.
No, 3 weeks
Oh,
into January.
it's flying by.
Really.
Holy cow. All right, so let's start off like we do
Daily
with a
love.
little bit of daily love. So today, I pulled something from the Daily Word because, man, that is such a great reading every day. And it's about aspiring to something bigger. And so it
Ooh.
really resonated with me because I'll just start with the top piece and then we'll talk about it. It says,
Okay.
sometimes I feel content with everything in my life, like family, friends, neighborhood, career, and leisure pursuits, yet still harbor a vague, persistent feeling that I'm being called to reach for something new. Man, that is my life in a nutshell, Sherry, because in the end of 2017, I sold a company that I ran for 30 years. I had the best life ever at that point, right? I
Yeah.
had all the money I needed, all the toys that I needed,
And you
and
had some
I
good
had
toys
a
too.
great job, but I just had this thing that I felt like I needed to be doing something different. And
Oh yeah.
so I sold the company, I sold my house, I sold all my toys, and I dove into this new world of cannabis as a medicine. And I'm telling you, where I am today is exactly where I'm supposed to be. And so the message is if you feel that yearning too, don't listen to your family and friends and everybody else around you say you're fucking crazy
Yeah.
because it's not their life. Like you're being
No.
called to do something different. Heed the
Yes.
call, listen to it and honor it.
Yes. And I can
Mhm.
share even a quick little story about
Yeah.
even my own circumstance of getting sick
Mhm.
and not being able to work as a traditional nurse anymore. So basically, cannabis came into my life not right away. Right. So I'm sick and I'm trying to get better. I'm using the traditional system and I keep
Mhm.
trying to go back to the traditional system and it wasn't working. I kept trying
Mm.
to go back and there would be another circumstance, another illness, another condition, something that would come up. And I was just like, what the heck?
Yeah.
What am I going to do? And so then it
Right.
really forced me to just stop and to reevaluate everything.
Mhm.
Reevaluate everything that I'm doing. What am I being called to do? Well, I honestly didn't think there was anything I was going to be able to do until cannabis came into my life. And then that whole thing, the cannabis that brought so much hope to
Mhm.
me because I was feeling better. And then that whole thing
Yeah.
about aspiring. So just think about how when you are aspiring to something, where
Mhm.
does it come from? It comes from spirit. It comes
From
from being
spirit.
inspired,
You have
right?
to pay attention to that. Listen, you can
Yes.
have all of those worldly possessions, all of those wonderful things in your life and still be miserable because you're not heeding your call.
You're
Yeah,
not following your light, following your
following
passion.
your path.
What lights you up?
Yes.
Right? So that's what we want to illuminate. We want to illuminate what lights you up, what brings you passion, what brings you joy. You know,
Yes.
what do you love to share in the
Uh-huh.
world, you know?
Right.
And we need to do more of that. That's an awesome reading. I really love it.
I love that one. It really resonated with me today. So Sherry, what's your word of the day today?
Okay, so
What
I
letter of the alphabet are you on today, Sherry?
well, actually, it's funny. I'm kind of going back because it's like
Uh-huh.
2 steps forward, 1 step back.
Yeah, it's
So
good.
the word that came up today was discipline, and the reason
Mhm.
why is because I wasn't disciplined yesterday. A little bit, I was up
Mhm.
very late, and my creativity sparked, and I started thinking and writing and journaling, and it was great. However, this morning, just a few
Mhm.
minutes late to the show, And so just really about bringing a little bit more discipline into my day
Mhm,
today
mhm.
and following a schedule and sticking to it, including, work plus health benefits.
Yes, yeah.
And the other thing too, really important too, is the discipline also includes eating at appropriate
Mhm.
times, right? So the
Yes.
endocannabinoid system is nourished
Mhm,
by everything that we're doing or not doing in our lives. And that includes a healthy
mhm.
diet. And so yesterday I was a little slack, very irregular, and I'm
Right,
feeling it today. So
right,
discipline,
right.
discipline with health and wellness and nutrition and hydration.
All
Boom.
right,
How about
love it.
you?
So my word of the day is completion, because I
Yeah.
have, believe it or not, today I have a wide open calendar. I don't have any meetings. Usually my schedule is packed with meetings. Like I go from one Zoom meeting to the next Zoom meeting, and it's just chaotic, right? Today it's an open day, and I last night before I went to bed, I wrote down the 3 most important things that I can accomplish today, and
Awesome.
I'm going to get them done because I don't
Awesome.
have any distractions. So I guess my word of the day is distraction, and I'm going to avoid distraction. Like I'm 5 days out from not having Facebook and Instagram on my phone.
Lucky you.
Oh my god. Like I don't miss it at all.
Yes,
To
I
be
hear
honest,
you.
I don't miss it at all. And
I hear you.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't
It's a tool.
I'm
You
gonna
know what
be
I mean?
fine. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
fine. I lived the first 30 years of my life without, I mean, the first 40 something years of my life without Facebook and whatever, right? The first 30 without even a cell phone. I was thinking
Right.
about that the other day. What a glorious time when I could just take a trip with my whoever I was dating at the time and go off into the country, and I didn't have a phone with me and nobody knew where I was. They couldn't check up on me. I didn't feel a need to text somebody every 5 minutes and say, "Hey, I just arrived at the next checkpoint on my trip." Like it was freedom. I'm going to go back
Total
to that.
freedom.
I'm moving
It's
back to that free life, to be
that's
honest.
really
Free
nice.
from
And then
technology, free from that stuff.
that's truly important. We need to look at technology as a tool and not as
Can
a
be a tool.
crutch.
That's right.
Yeah.
Obviously, for business purposes, you need
Mhm.
to be present on social media. You need to have a presence. But for me, I don't need to personally interact with that. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And so
Totally.
this is a business tool, and this is my personal life. This is my
And
life
so
side of that.
yeah, and so we love you all out there in Instagram world and
We
Facebook
do,
land.
and
We
Facebook and
do.
YouTube and
And
Instagram,
that's
whatever
why we're
you
here.
choose to do. Right,
Exactly. And we're here to bring you that hope and inspiration, just to truly rephrase how even you use social media. So that's important. If it is not benefiting you, your mind,
right,
body, and spirit, get off of it. Seriously.
right, right.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
our energy is affected by everything, and electronics too. Oh my God.
Mhm.
I can feel myself fry the longer I the
Yeah,
fry feeling.
yeah,
Um, yeah.
yep. So, everything it has that duality of not so good for you, good for you. So find that
Yep.
balance in the middle, right?
Absolutely. So
All
today,
yeah.
yes, today
Mhm.
is Fun Fact Friday, Mark, which
Yes.
is so cool. And what I love is that we're going to kind of continue on a conversation that we had on Wednesday. We're going to
Mm,
talk about the benefits of CBD for the central nervous system. And basically, how I thought of that topic for today was based on how we talked about traumatic brain injury on
right.
Wellness Wednesday.
Mhm.
So, why don't we review that really quickly, and then we can get into how CBD works in the body and how it works in the central nervous system, because it is really, really fascinating.
Yep. Bring it up.
All right. So, to the
Go for
reviewing, yeah. So, the review of traumatic brain injury.
it. Mhm.
So, for Wellness Wednesday, so how can cannabis help us as a tool or a treatment for traumatic brain injury? Well, literally, it can minimize secondary brain damage that happens after the original injury.
Right.
It interacts with receptors in the body and the brain that may help the body from releasing those pro-inflammatory cytokines, which contribute to more inflammation.
Well, let's just talk about that real quick. So,
Yeah.
on Wednesday we talked about, when you have a TBI concussion,
Mhm.
you're monitored for sleepiness, like and loss of consciousness, right? Well, that's
Mhm.
related to the inflammation that's developed in your brain after the injury, right? So
Right.
what do we worry about? We worry about that pressure inside of your head becoming so great that it causes more damage. And all of that's related to inflammation. So
Right.
anything we can do to decrease that inflammation, right, Sherry? It's just
Absolutely.
gonna help the healing process.
Yep, going to quiet everything down. And, and it's basically after a traumatic brain injury, what happens is our brain continues to release these chemicals
Mhm.
that are very, very exciting to the brain, but damaging, can be damaging to the rest of our body.
Right.
So what are the benefits of cannabinoids for symptom management? A
Oh,
lot of it's amazing. So a lot
yeah,
of patients that have traumatic brain injuries have nausea. So it can decrease nausea to improve appetite.
right. And decrease depression and improve your mood.
Yeah. Decrease anxiety to improve your mood even more.
Right. Exactly. And we'll get into that, right? And
Yep.
decrease insomnia so that you have
Right.
improved sleep.
Right.
So important.
So important. So CBD in the body, CBD is the big rave. There's a lot of different CBDs out there, but let's just
Right.
kind of hone in on in the body and how cool it is and how it works. So
Yeah.
it indirectly works with the endocannabinoid system, those CB1 and CB2 receptors.
Mhm.
And when we are talking about that, I'm just going to give a quick review of the umbrella for people that haven't watched before. When we talk about the endocannabinoid system, it is the largest neuroregulatory system in our body. It regulates all 11 organ systems, our immune system, and all of the neurotransmitter signaling systems that we're going to talk about in a minute that tell our body to either do something or stop doing something.
Mhm.
So the umbrella concept is our body. All of the spokes of the umbrella are our different organ systems and immune system. And the
Mhm.
little tiny fabric pieces that connect to the spokes of the umbrella are those messenger signaling systems. The endocannabinoid system is at the tippy top of the umbrella and it's blankets right on top of the
Mhm.
umbrella. And
Mhm.
we produce components in our body like the plant, the internal endogenous cannabinoids that mimic, right? That mimic the plant. So THC, plant makes, anandamine, we make, and the molecular structure is similar and they do the same thing in the body. So basically, CBD in the body, it works indirectly with the endocannabinoid system. It's really, really fascinating. It is the great influencer. It acts as both an agonist or antagonist, which means it tells our body to do something or stop doing something. It's the on off switch, which I
Exactly.
find so fascinating.
It is.
And other thing I love about it is it works directly and binds with multiple different neurotransmitters. So just think of the umbrella again. You have all of those fabric pieces of the umbrella, which are
Mhm.
the neurotransmitter signaling system. CBD works on all of that. And
Right.
then the CB1 and CB2 receptors that are on the spokes of our umbrella, it
Mhm.
indirectly works with that. It's the great influencer. And that's what I find so fascinating, and is how it can tell our bodies to do something or stop doing something all at the
Right.
same time.
Right. Amazing. And that's why it's so effective on so
Yeah,
many different things and so many different things within your body is because it acts on a lot of different receptors all at the same time.
all at the same time. The other thing that I found really, really fascinating about CBD, especially for people that don't want to start on THC products right away, is how it can. So, remember how we said we make a component, the bliss molecule, the anandamine molecule that we make in our body? There's
Right.
an enzyme that breaks it down. So,
Mm,
CBD has been known to help decrease or inhibit
mhm.
how fast this enzyme breaks down our own bliss molecule.
Right.
That's really cool. So CBD may increase our own anandamine molecule like THC by
Mhm.
inhibiting that enzyme from breaking down our own bliss molecule. So and that's the part that's so cool, is that anandamine gently mimics THC. So powerful.
So, so powerful. And I think this next one we can't emphasize enough because it's really an effective tool for us when we're working with people, especially people who are what we call cannabis naive, haven't
Hmm.
really experienced cannabis and are worried about that intoxicating effect from THC. The next point is that CBD can decrease or mitigate the psychoactivity of THC. it just it gets on that CB1 receptor and it dials it back a little bit,
Dials
right?
it down.
Dials
Yes.
it down so that the THC isn't going to be so intoxicating. So for folks who haven't used THC before, being able to add CBD to the whole mix allows them to kind of ease into using THC, which is, even though it's intoxicating, is a very, very, very good,
Good molecule.
powerful health tool.
Yep. And it can only be literally, THC is only impairing in high doses,
Mhm.
and that's why I love CBD, because CBD allows me to tolerate higher doses of THC if I need to
Right.
manage my symptoms. So it
Mm.
decreases or mitigates psychoactivity of THC without taking away the medicinal effects. A lot of times when we're working with patients will be like, oh no, I don't want to do CBD. It's going to ruin the THC. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's going to make it better. CBD is going to allow you to control your experience.
Right.
That's what I find
Right.
fascinating.
Right.
Yeah.
It is. It's great.
All right.
Great
So we
comments,
ready?
guys. Great comments, Denise. Awesome. Absolutely. Joseph Smith. Hey,
Yeah.
Carrie Lee.
Oh, Carrie Lee, I love you. Denise, good morning. Mwah, big hugs and kisses. And Joe's the man. Joe's the man. That's who I was up late with last night. We were talking and scheming and plotting and figuring out some really cool content that we're going to be creating together within the weeds. So thank you, Joe, for being part of our team.
Yes.
Team Green.
Whoop, whoop.
Okay, so this is a little heavy. So the reason why we're gonna talk about this next segment really quickly is
Yeah.
because we want people to see and
Mm.
understand how complex and intricate the endocannabinoid system and how this plant interacts on our body on so many different levels. So
Right.
this next segment, Mark and I are going to go down bullet by bullet and
Oh,
tell you how it works in the central nervous system. And
here
it
we
may be, yeah, here it is. So I'll do number one. So
go.
CBD binds to these receptors called GABA. And what it does is it enhances the calming effect of this GABA neurotransmitter, which is in our
Right.
brain.
Yeah.
Fascinating. Step
GABA is
one.
an inhibitory neurotransmitter.
Mhm.
It
Yes,
decreases the excitation of your brain cells. So that's
right.
why it has that calming effect. And when there's not enough GABA, you're anxious, baby.
Yeah.
You're on the anxiety train.
Yes.
The
Yes.
next
Yes.
one,
Yes.
CBD modulates calcium release, reducing calcium, which helps normalize ECS tone, endocannabinoid system tone. CBD also influences the calcium channels in the mitochondria, preventing toxic calcium accumulation within the cells and reducing excitotoxicity. In other words,
Right.
the damage from the cells being too excited over a period of time.
Yep.
Mhm.
3, CBD stabilizes the channels, reducing the excitability of the neuron. So just think it quiets it down. So it's, CBD is the on off switch. So it
Uh,
can quiet down the channels to reduce that excitability in the brain, the neuron.
right, right. And I just love this stuff, Sherry. Oh my
I
God.
know.
I
I'm a
really do.
cannabis nerd.
I love the chemistry and the biochemistry behind it. So CBD decreases glutamate activity. So glutamate is the most prevalent neurotransmitter that we have in our body, and it's an
Hmm.
excitatory transmitter.
Hmm.
So CBD decreases glutamate activity and decreasing neurons' excitability. So
Yes.
has a calming effect. CBD affects glutamate receptors and suppresses glutamate transmission,
There you
and it
go.
decreases the excitotoxicity and neurotoxicity. So we talk about cannabis having a neuroprotective quality. These are the ways that we think it's happening within the body.
Yes, and that kind of leads into the next one that
Yeah.
has the same thing to do with the glutamate receptor.
Mhm.
So CBD blocks the NMDA receptors, the glutamate
Right.
receptors, which is involved in that excitation of the neurons.
Mhm.
So this one is probably my favorite one,
Yeah.
is how
Yeah.
CBD is, especially when it has to do with traumatic brain injury.
Yeah.
CBD is neuroprotective. So what does it do? It reduces the oxidative stress, protects the brain cells. CBD is an antioxidant and it prevents the cells from rusting by protecting them. That's how I look at antioxidants. So if you think about people like, oh, antioxidant free radicals, what is it? I just look at it as just
Yeah.
imagine two apples, one's peeled, one's not. You put lemon juice on the peeled apple, you go away for an hour, you come back. The peeled apple that has lemon juice on it will look beautiful. The one that's been open to air will look all brown because the
Right.
oxidative stress
Yeah.
that is hitting the apple.
Chemical process.
Yes.
That's all it
Yes.
is. CBD stimulates neurogenesis, the growth of new neurons, especially in the hippocampus, which is responsible for memory, spatial navigation, and emotional response.
Yes. Yes. So sometimes if I do a little too much CBD or too much THC, sorry, I have issues with my hippocampus. So,
Mm.
and so,
I don't
CBD
know. That's
CBD can help fix my hippocampus so I can retain more.
yes, yes.
Yes.
Next one.
Okay, really cool one. So I love this too, the neurogenesis factor. So it stimulates the growth of new neurons. Oh, we already said that one. Sorry. The next one. So this is so cool too. So I want you to go back to the whole umbrella concept. When
Yeah,
you're thinking about the central nervous system, the central nervous system is interconnected to every system in our body. So CBD activates these vanilloid receptor signalings, the TRPV receptors, which
very
mediates pain, inflammation, body
mhm,
temperature. Really, really powerful.
yeah. Oh,
Um,
yeah. And CBD activates the serotonin receptors. The 5-HT1A mediates anxiety, addiction, appetite, sleep, pain perception. Right. Most of the antidepressants really focus on serotonin. And you
right.
know what I found fascinating? Here's a little fun factoid. Most of the serotonin that's produced in your body is produced in your gut.
There you go.
So if you have a happy belly, you're a happy person.
Oh my goodness. And so Mark, and this just brings up another point that we talk about with nutrition, how
Right.
our
So
enteric nervous
important.
system, mouth to butt,
Mhm.
is like has this whole system that communicates to our central nervous system where our brain is
Right,
via the endocannabinoid system. So just think that
right.
you got these two systems. The system in the middle is what helps them communicate.
And
They're
if you
really
have an
powerful.
unhealthy gut, it makes sense that you're probably gonna be depressed because if most of the serotonin is produced in your gut and you have an alteration there, you have an issue, yeah, it just kinda
Yep.
it makes sense that you're probably going to be depressed because the serotonin is not, levels are not where they need to be. Okay,
Right.
here we
Okay.
go.
Activates opioid receptors and modulates pain and addiction. Well, I love that. So CBD
Oh,
really works hand in hand as a co-agonist, works
mhm,
in hand with different opioid pharmaceuticals and helps patients to actually decrease their opioid use and
yeah, and
manage pain.
here's the thing that really makes me angry is that if somebody's let's say I have, people in my life who have suffered from opioid addiction and they have the guts or have an opportunity to get into a methadone treatment clinic, if they test positive for THC, they're gone. They're out of the
Makes no
program.
sense.
How utterly fucking ridiculous is that? Because cannabis can help with decreasing addiction, okay? It can
Yep,
heal them. So
absolutely.
let's spread the word. We got to
Spread
change.
the word.
We got to change that. These folks need to have access to it and need help to be healed from this from the pharmaceutical trauma that they've experienced. Hey,
Yes,
okay,
absolutely. I totally agree with you.
yeah.
Totally agree with you.
All right, I'm
So
soapbox. Let's go.
let's go. Let's hit these last ones. So,
No.
and this is how intricate it is. So you guys are seeing how much this plant does. So
Mhm.
CBD activates PPAR receptors, and these receptors regulate genes associated with energy balance, fat uptake, insulin sensitivity,
Mhm.
anti-proliferative for cancer,
Mhm.
degrades these beta amyloid plaques that is associated with Alzheimer's.
Right.
That's really powerful,
Yeah.
powerful stuff.
Yep. CBD influences CB2 receptors by suppressing the cytokine production, which inhibits inflammation and reduces glutamate in the synapses.
Yep. Yep.
You
We
gotta
talked
love
about that
your
earlier.
synapses. I love my synapses. Do you
I
love
love
yours?
my I do. I do. I do.
Yeah.
CBD influences another a receptor called the adenosine A1 receptors. It enhances their ability to modulate that excitatory neurotransmitters like glutamate.
Like
Really cool.
exactly.
Yep.
CBD elevates adenosine levels. Greater adenosine levels equals sleepy.
Yeah, which is and
Yeah.
that's it helps to regulate our circadian rhythm.
Yeah.
really, really powerful. And
Mhm.
then the last one we have on the list, Mark.
CBD's influence on glycine receptors enhances the receptor's ability to modulate neuronal excitability. In other words, it's going to decrease that excitability and it's going to make you a little more relaxed,
Yeah.
a
So
little
even
less
though we want to
anxiety.
decrease the excitability in our brain, we want to increase our excitability about plant medicine. So
Yes. All right.
we're hoping to get you guys excited. So
So,
Mark,
yeah.
so Mark, one of the tools that we use to upregulate and nourish and tone the
Yes.
endocannabinoid system is breath work. And so
Yes.
we have an amazing breath
Woo!
work
Starting Monday.
starting Monday.
So exciting. Listen, we need 7 more people to sign up.
7
7 more.
more.
7 more. Spread the word. We need 7 more people to sign up for this transformative breath work. It's cultivating resilience and health and hope and happiness. This is going to change your life. Sign up for it. If you can't make 9 to 10:15 on Monday and Thursday mornings for the next 3 weeks, it's recorded. You can do it anytime during your day when you have that period of time. You'll still be part of the group and participating. And I'm telling you, at the end, you will learn each module, you will learn a different breathwork technique that you can use every single day of your life. And
Absolutely.
it will change your life in the most positive way. So go
Yes.
to www.thegreennurse.com/breathwork and sign up today. 7 more
Yes.
people. Come on.
Come on, get on the bus. Really important too is these activities such as breath work that we're offering, like I said, helps to nourish and support the endocannabinoid system and will make your cannabis products work better.
Yes.
Truly
Yes.
will. Yes.
Really will.
So if you or someone you love is suffering from chronic illness, chronic debilitating disease, if you or someone you love are interested in learning how to incorporate cannabis into a healthy lifestyle, or if you or someone you know is interested in learning how to have a safe adult use recreational experience, we're truly here to teach you and help you. So come visit us at The Green Nurse.
Yes. And if you're a healthcare practitioner, join us in our community, the Green Nurse. We are healing the world and we will help you to understand how cannabis can help in your practice. So join us. Join us. We have the tools, we have the training, we have the hope. We'll give you the hope.
I'll
and
give you the hope.
we'll
Yeah,
and we will get you high.
we
Hope,
will get you high.
inspiration for growth and healing. So today,
Absolutely.
Friday, woo, January 22nd, the only January 22nd, 2021 I'm ever going to get. Oh, and by the way, you too, is going to be an AFA day for me. And I hope it is for you. And Sherry, what's it all about?
Oh, Mark, it is truly about living your best life.
Yes. All right, folks, have an amazing Friday and the best weekend ever. And we'll see you on Monday morning, bright and early at 8 a.m. Remember, go sign up at that breath work. Do it.